Yo, I gotta thank you guys, man. You guys got your boy to 300K. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you a lot. Typically, I don't chase milestones or look at milestones in that way because I think sometimes when you chase milestones, the work you put in is then contingent upon that and you can get complacent once you hit it. So typically I'm about effort, but the milestones, I like to stop and appreciate the people that got me here. And for you guys, thank you so much. I would not be here without you. It's a great feeling. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great feeling. We've come a long way together. For people that's been here a while, even for the new people, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. An amazing gift to go into the new year. And so here's my gift to you. This wasn't the plan, okay? We had something else planned in regards to our narration video with King versus Zoro, but it's top 30 season. What is top 30 season? Well, this is when a lot of the community divulges their top 30 strongest One Piece characters list. For myself, that will be coming as a part of tradition December 30th at some point during the day or evening. And so with that, I'm going through my list and I'm looking at these characters and it's something that's jarring to me. And I meant to discuss this at some point, but pretty much it's the right hands, the second in commands, the vice captains, the kings behind the kings, how they're viewed and how they're respected. It varies and there's a distinct reason why. Do we understand why? Do we know why? I think I know why. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. Again, my top 30 strongest One Piece characters will be up on the 30th. I'm probably gonna make a community post about it, asking you guys your top 30 strongest One Piece characters. So if you wanna start, you can list it below, but we gotta talk about these right hands, or the true distinction, why some people get more respect than others. Before I continue, there will be spoilers for One Piece chapter 1036, and so we pivot to that. Zoro versus King, it is over, and Zoro said himself he will become the king of hell if need be. Need be meaning getting Luffy to become the Pirate King, or even for himself becoming the world's strongest swordsman. On this channel already, we've made several connections for Zoro to the underworld, even his sword Enma. So him becoming the king of hell, it is a really sleek name. However, let's compare it to the Dark King. Would you rather be the Dark King or the King of Hell? I think both epithets are amazing. At some point, we gotta go down and rank the best epithets in One Piece, but the Dark King and the King of Hell, those two are up there. I'm not sure where Straw Hat falls on that list. Part of me is saying really high because we love Luffy so much and we've grown with Straw Hat Luffy. Part of me is like, well, in a grand scheme of things, it's not that cool, but considering what Luffy has accomplished, it has a bit more cachet. Do you guys remember when we first heard about Kaido and we thought he had like 100 different beast transformations? No, he just had 100 smile users. I don't Either way, back to the right hands. Something I've been noticing is the distinction that people have in regards to the right hands, or the first commanders, in conjunction with their captain, where depending on the individual, there seems to be a slight gap, a huge gap, or something right in the middle. And so looking through all these lists, I'm like, why is this the case? Why do we all do this? And a light bulb went off because this is something that I've thought for a while, and I believe I've expressed this on streams, but the distinction is really clear. And when this is the case, you have to expect something. What am I talking about? Well, focus on this for a second. The sound of my voice and me telling you how important it is to subscribe to this channel. Do you want to miss great information like this? No, go subscribe to the channel right now. The red button is right there. It is right there. Like the video as well, turn on post notifications. I would certainly appreciate that. I had somebody ask me the other day, but why does post notifications matter? Well, the honest to God truth is sometimes YouTube just doesn't feel like putting the video in your subscription feed. So this is a way for you guys to ensure that you have a notification when a video goes live. So greatly appreciated if you can do that. Seriously though, let's go down the list of right hands, first commanders, whatever. In regards to respect, it varies. But the person who has the utmost respect is Silver Israeli. Then we start getting to the likes of Zoro, honestly killer. And we can even include Shiryu on that list. Now, when you think of these characters, what do you see? What is the consistent theme here among these characters? Well, these characters are considered the partners of these individuals. Something that's always expressed is that Rayleigh and Roger, they were partners. Roger called Rayleigh his partner. It was not his subordinate. BENN BECKMAN. In his Vivid card, BENN BECKMAN is compared to Shanks as his partner, someone that stands next to him. I believe the specific quote was, if Shanks is the sun, BENN BECKMAN would be the moon. For Shiryu and Blackbeard, there's a strong argument that Shiryu had a great chance of defeating Blackbeard when they first met, and he has the feel of a partner, someone that stands with Blackbeard as opposed to behind him. Don't get it twisted, Blackbeard is the Yonko, but it's a different feel. Same for Zoro and Luffy, that is his partner. And that's why Killer is mentioned here as well, because him and Kid, they are partners. I contemplated putting Beppo here, but I'm not sure what I'd be doing if I included Beppo, because I'm not sure what Oda's doing with Beppo. Where's Beppo's Sulong form? Law, every time I talk about this, I get sad, so I'll move on. However, what's the difference here between those guys and Katakuri, King, Marco? Well, and even to a lesser extent, Sabo, but that's a different dynamic because if I had to guess, the person that was the partner of Dragon is probably Kuma for all the shenanigans with the world government, right? But what's the distinction? What's the difference? What does this all mean? Well, for a lot of these guys that aren't necessarily partners, the strength gap seems to be a bit larger than the other individuals. And for a lot of these guys, they grew up as kids under their Yonko. King, he met Kaido as a kid. Kaido looked at him as somebody that could grow with him, but they weren't necessarily partners. That's not the feel you get. It was King looking up to someone like Kaido that could change the world. It definitely wasn't like Roger and Rayleigh saying, let's turn the world upside down together. Partner. Marco and Whitebeard, he was an apprentice on the crew when Whitebeard was a fully fledged, amazingly great pirate. Then he grew up and became the 1st Division commander. That was his son. The person Whitebeard acknowledged as his brother was Odin. And how powerful was Odin? Well, Kaido got something to say about that. His brother, his partner. What about Katakuri? Big Mom has no respect for Katakuri. We saw that in Whole Cake Island. She looks at Katakuri as her kid, not a partner. If anything, maybe Struzan could be viewed as a partner, but he's an old pervert, I don't know. We still gotta verify some details here. Either way, the gap between Katakuri and Big Mom seems to be pretty significant. But the gap between the partners, even Odin and Whitebeard, even though that was his brother, there was definitely a gap. But I don't think that chasm was as large as Marco and Whitebeard, or Katakuri and Big Mom, or King and Kaido. The partners, those people were already established or had a name for themselves before they joined their captain. When Luffy met Zoro, people already knew about Zoro. He already made a name for himself. When we went to Whiskey Peak, they were like, we tried to recruit you. So I was like, I would have joined if you'd made me the leader. Rayleigh and Roger. We don't know the backstory behind Ben Beckman and Shanks, but I would assume he was because Ben Beckman is older than Shanks. Shiryu and Blackbeard. He was already someone that was contesting with Magellan. They were pretty much equals. And Magellan and his power and Impel Down, matching that as a swordsman is incredible. These partners, man, they are unintentionally viewed differently for this reason, but we didn't even recognize it. We're giving them that respect without actually knowing why we're doing it. It's because they stand with their captains. They're shoulder to shoulder as opposed to behind them. Granted, when it comes down to it, they listen to their captains because that's the Yonko and they are the subordinate. There's a reason why Ben Beckman and the other commanders were mentioned, or rather executives were mentioned separately, because for the most part, they were established before they joined Shanks. I'm assuming they had already made a name for themselves. The Shanks went and sought out Yasopp. They already had a name. As we go forward and we try to have some of these characters on the same level, the same tier, the distinction in the story that's made, even subtly by Oda, in regards to these characters and what they mean to their pirate captain, it's different. There's a reason why Rayleigh, Ben Beckman, and even Shiryu, they're stronger. They will be viewed as stronger. Now for these characters, they have insane potential. The outlier here is Katakuri because he has Conqueror's Haki, so he has potential to lead. Am I assuming Shiryu has it? Not gonna go there, but being a partner, being somebody that can grow with your captain, it's a completely different feel, and that's why you get more respect than the others that are clearly just subordinates. And Odin, in my opinion, proved that. Some of the OGs may remember, but before Odin was even a thing, I had a theory about Whitebeard's second commander saying, hey, whomever that was in that spot, that was Whitebeard's partner. Because it wouldn't make sense with Whitebeard and who he had contesting against Gold Roger and who he had at the time, which is Rayleigh, Scopper, and other characters. But then Whitebeard had a young Marco, very young Vista, very young Jozu. So many young characters. He needed someone, and that guy was Odin. But yeah, I think partners will continue to get more respect than subordinates. Don't get me wrong, the subordinates can definitely step into that captain role, but ultimately, what do you accomplish when you go there? I think Marco's already done that. Didn't have much success, but it showed that he was willing. In my opinion, even though this wasn't an obvious thing to a lot of people, I think if Ace had survived and Whitebeard died, the person that would have been the next captain would have been Ace. Even with Whitebeard denying it, I don't believe him. The person that would have been captain would have been Ace. I think he had more ambition. I think Marco was okay with being a first commander. Stepping into that captain role probably was pretty uncomfortable for him. His entire life he had been a subordinate. Well, his pirate life. He was the first division commander, so he had some experience in leading, but Ace would have definitely been the captain. Either way, just something I noticed, something I wanted to point out, because I can't wait to see BENN BECKMAN in action. Even Shiryu, because that's who Zoro has to fight after this. And he's already the king of hell, so we'll talk about his growth and things that's necessary before you fight someone like Shiryu. But guys, give me your thoughts, man. How do you feel about this? Is there any credence to this? Is it just coincidence? Again, thank you so much for 300,000 subscribers. It's when you think about it that way, that's weird. I can't even imagine standing in front of all of you and saying anything. I'll probably just say back like we never left and just leave the arena. That's more people than we can fit in an arena though. Guys, thank you so much. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much. Again, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost.